how is it that people really fall in love? I'm gonna walk back and forth until I get an answer. Yeah? Y'all want this class to end with me walking back and forth? So be it. Yeah? I was supposed to end right. Huh? How does a son love his father? How does that happen? How does a daughter love her mother? How does that happen? How does a husband love his wife? How does that happen? And how does a wife love her husband? How did that happen? How does best friends love each other? Huh? How does true love really happen? Okay. Good. I like that, even though I know it's without understanding. God. What about God? What about God? I'm trying to read the lips of some of you that's whispering and you ain't saying nothing. You just up there. I'm a pretty good lip reader, okay? You ain't saying nothing, okay? So just. It starts with trusting God. Once you trust God, then you pretty much know everything gonna be all right. See, guess what? This is what y'all don't realize. Children are born trusting God. They have no other choice. Where are they coming from? They're coming from God. Okay, so when they open up their eyes for the first time, they see who God gave them as a parent. And there is the process, begins the process of love. The only time that child is going to stop loving, possibly loving that parent, is because of what that parent do to that child. But it starts off with, this is mine. You know, the child opened up his eyes, see the doctor, he ain't going to love the doctor. The nurse, he ain't going to love the nurse. But that parents, those are my parents. As trifling as they are. Those are my parents. And children will defend their parents to their little fist with their little fists. Let somebody talk about their mother. The mother could be worthy to be talked about. But just talking about, they're going to fight for them. They're going to stand up for them. Why? Because they love them. Even if what people are saying is true. And it started off by what? Just looking at what God gave them. God put that child in that family. A lot of you are bitter because, you ended up in this family. I wish I was part of different strokes. I ain't really never getting nothing from my mother. You need to be quiet. You use life and you bitter at it. When everything that happens in your life, even the things that's bad, God is actually he's given an example, and he's given you a lesson. Some of us, we get some hard lessons. There's scriptures for that. The scripture says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways. Okay, those rough ways are determined by what we go through. Some have it easier than others. Some have it harder than others. But I'm going to tell you something about a hard individual, a person that had it hard. They become hard. They become stronger than a person that didn't have it as hard. So God is already molding you and using you to be in a position where you're going to be a strong individual, where other people can be leaning on you because of your strength. But listen, but that's not where I'm going with this, though. I'm just letting you know that there's a reason for everything that happens, but that doesn't mean that we're supposed to be getting bitter because of what happened. Regretful, wishing that we had other lives. This is what God gave us. That's yours. From the time you come on earth, this is your mother, that's your father, those are your brothers, that's your sisters, that's your friend, that's your wife, that's your husband, those are your children. All that is yours. So guess what? Just like in the beginning, you're supposed to be looking at it like, look at what God gave me. And then you're supposed to love it because of that. There's an example in the Bible where that's the reaction. That's one of the stories in the Bible, one of the great love stories in the Bible, where that's the reaction of, and the reason why somebody was so full of so much love for a certain individual. But then as you move on in life, there's other things that take place because there's so many people in the world. And you're going to come across a whole lot of people in your life. What's different, or what was different about that particular individual? That out of all those people that you came across in your life, you started focusing more on that particular individual. That had to do a lot with who they are as a person and their personality. Now, here's where we go wrong, or here's where we went wrong. Because you didn't know God, you didn't know to trust in God and to focus on what it is that God was putting in your life. So you focused on the wrong things and became attracted to the wrong things. You had to learn a heavy lesson from that. See, we got to know what it is that we're supposed to be falling in love with. Remember how I was getting last Saturday, Sabbath. How when I started talking about Obama, I got a little bit winded with that. Remember that? And I said, you got people admiring Obama for what? You didn't even know who he was. Because you had media advertisement telling you that this is the type of person that he is. He became, the center of attention. Now everybody's talking about how good of a guy he is. Where's the good? Good is determined based on what God says is good, not what the world says is good. So it clearly shows you got people that get attitudes talking about, when you talk about Obama, somebody get mad. Don't talk about Obama. Well, you don't even know Obama. He don't care if nobody talk about you. But that's because your focus is all wrong. See, now love is determined by, Satan is teaching the world love right now, which is really hatred. Now love is determined by what you see on TV, okay, especially with women. Women are so dreamy. They're so into fantasy. So, you got other women that's in hell. You like these reality TV shows are just ain't worth a damn. But yet they popular because people are watching them. I ain't even gonna say who watching reality TV shows. I know every hand gonna come up. Of course you're gonna try to hide. Some of you may say, well, how you know about what's going on in reality TV? You gotta be watching them too. But actually I don't. Okay. I don't. I'm just a dude that don't go to bed. I don't go to sleep. Okay. What I mean is I don't go to bed to go to sleep. Okay. I literally sleep like I'm at war. I sleep sitting straight up. I don't go to sleep, I fall asleep. Okay, I'm ready for something. My phone can ring any minute, anything can happen. So, when I finally do get to sit down, whatever time that is, and I'm not doing nothing, which will be sometime early in the morning, and I will flick through something. I never get to watch the end of nothing, but I always see madness, always. So I get to talk about it. A little bit I have seen. And I see a lot of bitter women. Marriages done came to an end. And I'm telling you, girls, it's going to happen to you too. I'm telling you, you're naive and you're young and you just don't know, but you're going to see. And the other woman like, well, no, not my man. Just because it happened to you don't mean it's going to happen to me. Well, I see you talking that way because you're just young, but you're going to find out. And besides bitter women, I see a lot of men acting a damn fool. I'm talking about among our nation now. You already know Esau is a damn idiot, okay? I'm talking about among our nation. I don't see responsibility being promoted. I see foolishness. Grown men, you understand, not focus on nothing that really matters. And what does that do? That put men in the mindset, because they sit there and watch TV too, and want to be like that, even though they trying to act like they in the church. I'm telling you, I'm going to get paid one day out there. So Satan is just teaching people how to love demons. And people think that's successful. They think that's acceptable to fall in love with a demon. And then you base your whole life off of whatever experience, whatever tragic experience that you went through in life, and you mess up your whole life. Right? Let me show y'all something in the scriptures real quick. Let's get Genesis chapter 29. Let me go through this real quick. I'm going to show you something about what Satan made us forget about love. He actually made us forget how to love, but I'm going to show you that. Genesis chapter 29, verse 20. Read that for me, please. This is Jacob and Rachel we going to. Read that for me, please.
And Jacob served 7 years
Read on.
for Rachel.
He did what?
He served 7 years for Rachel.
Read on.
And they seemed unto him but a few days.
That means he worked for her. Okay? Served, that don't mean he did time in Attica. That means he worked for her. For 7 years. Everybody understand that? When he worked for 7 years for her, it didn't appear as if it was 7 years to him. Know why? Read on.
And they seemed unto him but a few days.
Read on.
For the love he had to her.
Okay, for the love he had to her. Okay? That 7 years seemed like a few days. When I tell you to read on, Kazak, I'm telling you to pick up from where you left off. Don't go back unless I tell you to. For the love that he had for her. Everybody understand that? He worked 7 years for her, and it seemed like it was but a few days. Read on.
For the love he had to her.
Come on.
And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife.
Okay, is that it on verse 20?
Come on.
Okay, now, why was he so in love with Rachel? Anybody know why? He was in love with her and he worked 7 years for her. Because it was time to love. It was Jacob's time to be in love. Everybody understand that? Give me the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Read that for me, please.
To everything there is a season.
Come on.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Come on.
A time to be born.
So everything has a season, which means there's a time for everything. Everybody got that, right? Read on.
And a time to die.
Okay, so, people got a time to be born, a time to die. In this truth, the time to die may never come for you because you're looking forward to everlasting life. Okay, but read the first verse one more time.
To everything there is a season.
Come on.
And a time.
Read on.
To every purpose under the heaven.
Give me the verse 8 now.
A time to love.
Read it one more time.
A time to love.
Read it again.
A time to love.
Okay, so now let's go back to the book of Genesis chapter 29. It was Jacob's time to love. Now, fortunately for him, he was in a time where he could trust everything that God said. So that's why I'm trying to show y'all that love is effortless. Right now, you got people setting all kind of standards for love, looking for love and got a list. He got to have at least a good baby guy. He got to be 6'9". He got to be cute. He got to be working with something too. I ain't gonna play it. What kind of list is that? And then to put that out, you got the devil in you. What are you trying to say? I can't have no preferences, but where the preferences come from? They came from whoredom. Look at what you're preferring. How do you know, what size and all that? How do you know anything about that? See, women got to really stop the madness and realize when the talk just went into complete madness. And then you put the whoredom out there like it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messing with no man, guy. I just can't deal with that. How you know? Now, I'm going to show you something about women. And it's just the truth, you know. Just the truth. Every woman that done disgraced herself, she knows she disgraced herself. That's why she tries to hide what she did. A woman that's wicked, consider it to be, and understand what I'm saying, consider it to be disrespectful for a man to want to know how many partners she had. And tell me I'm lying. Why we got to know about that? That ain't none of your business. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing now. But check this out. When you talk to a virgin, she'll tell you she's a virgin in a minute. Now, how come she not afraid to, release her history, but yet the woman that is not a virgin don't want to tell you about her history? Because the virgin history is not filled with shame, and she knows it. So she ain't got no problem. You're like, well, why are you asking questions like that? Why you need to know about what I'm dealing with? Why you got to know about who I've been with? What that got to do? You say, I'm a virgin. But the other sister, how many? Come on. We at the point now. How many? Why you got to know about my 80? Why you got to know about my 80? Don't worry, sister. It's past 10:30. You can leave, They're going to just think you leaving because, it's past 10:30, I'm real with it, It's the truth. It's the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's letting you know that the way of thinking in this world is already wrong. It's already corrupted. You got people that's actually mad. When you got somebody that's looking to spend the rest of their life with you, they're supposed to know everything about you. Why that condom was so low? If somebody living the rest of their life with you, they're supposed to know everything about you. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you really got true love and you really trust God like you're supposed to, then it's not going to matter to that individual. It's not. If it matters to him to the point where everything was right and because of that history, before you knew God, he don't want to be with you, then that's not the one that God got for you. And that's what people are failing to realize. You are getting with things that you're not supposed to get with. And because you are doing that, it's gonna go wrong. See, Jacob, when it came to the ancient days, God was with them and they knew what they were supposed to get from God. So they opened up their eyes and they said, what? This is mine. And immediately they loved it. Give me Genesis chapter 27, verse 46. Read that for me, please. You got people lying, you know what I'm saying? Brothers be lying, in the courtship, lying like hell. So what is that you do for a living? I'm an engineer. I'm also working on this contract, you know what I'm saying?